Oh, he's going up into the window as the exec comes through. Kaajak already dropped, and here's Alfajer's opportunity. He's being spotted, still manages to find one. He's pulling them back into this. Opening pick for RRQ, but an immediate response from FNATIC puts them into a 4v2 post plant.
Yeah, this is going to be tough to break back in. That double entry's huge, but Alfajer still on the wall, has been caught out. Chronicle in a fairly open position, but will just opt to fall back. Utility not really available for that attack, but a singular paranoia for Monyet.
Could get them back through. Chronicle's just got his flashback online. There's the shot from Jemkin though. crashies, who is desperately low, is down. And it's the two players in Boathouse who have to pull this off.
4-4. You did start to see Chronicle coming back to that championship level. And we know that if they are going to be a contender in this tournament, he needs to be on. Like, he is that player that have the weaponry to play with. Chronicle, even after a pretty stellar early start to this game, he's going to be left down to just a stinger. And Jemkin, well, he's going to be able to escape. The only thing is, because it's their first round victory, I don't expect them to hunt too much for these remaining guns.
A bit of a headache for FNATIC. And with that extra time bought, rotation through from Jemkin, mid fully secured, and FNATIC are going to go for this late control. Alfajer wants to push deep into the spawn. He's got a guy on the rotate, trying to cut it off, and he'll grab one. That's the res online, but crashies double, and Boaster clearing out the rest.
Be a purchase up for RRQ, but there's a player in position.
Here.
Jemkin's gate crash is about to run out, but just at the last second, he's able to catch that kill. Boaster not being able to spot the player further, but that will be an immediate retrieval. Wonderful usage of the salvos, though. That would be the pickoff of Kaajak for the second time this round. His KD taking a beating. And so are FNATIC in the early stages. They need a response, and then, well, Jemkin's operator has just been a game.
Clean rounds being traded, if that continues.
Haven't phased them.
Grab flash. Nicely done. Jemkin not able to hit the shot on the jumping Kaajak. And it will be a 5 versus 4 with the big player of the previous round, the big weapon of the operator down. They try to delay with the salvos, but Kajak's already through. Crashed through the gates on the B side. And he's claimed it for FNATIC. A plant now secured. A 5 versus 3. RRQ, well, you talked about the slow rounds. This was a bit more direct, but we might still get that late round save.
Well, I also think it was Boaster's paranoia that must have just been perfectly placed, because I think that was just an immediate gate crash into the site for Kaajak, and it looks almost silly that he's able to get that kill for free. Change from FNATIC, and more importantly, catching out of Jemkin has turned this completely in the other direction. At least, though.
Initially, you see him clearing out main, looking for players in the corner, but ends up being at least a dent in that economy. There's your paranoia going through, and the full blinded.
That aggression to come in. Early TP just to try and clear out switch the run in. Kajak's already gone down. Smoke going to be thrown back out to try and delay them that little bit further, but it feels like now FNATIC are a little bit more committed. Boaster has made that move eventually, but is the only one out. They're still just trying to get through this choke point. Stuck by Monyet Smoke. Not getting out of his. I'm not worried. Like, you could just throw that in just to confirm this round. I think clearing out all of the risky angles will just make this so much easier. And playing this as a 4 versus 2 retake, I think the gamble would be is if you left it down to a 1v1 on the site. They're not going to allow that to happen. Chronicle, though, this is what I'm talking about. He's going to try and get aggressive, try and be surprising. They already know where he is. That surprise factor is gone.
Alpha, though, still manages to land a shot. They know where Chronicle is. That was the problem. It's down to the low HP player. He's healed himself slightly. He'll survive a shot.
Of this map. Already said defense normally better. And what a Hunter's Fury pop. Chronicle's dead to rights. Nice start. In fact, another tag to be had as well.
Towards it. One of Jemkin close enough. And the ultimate set off. This will isolate Kaajak inside of main, but there's no one
over the top. Same wall, getting ready to go, but they should be aware of this. Jemkin also holding the line into middle. FNATIC starting to fall flat once again. It's only really Alfajer who's done anything, and well, Kaajak now with 14 seconds, 4 players to find, and guess what? RRQ and
very much so.
Playing field would be to use that ultimate, remove the weaponry. So if you sit out of the site, fairly easy to step back. It's a slow ult to activate. And then you don't lose any of your weaponry, you can run back in on the retake. And you can see all of this utility being expended, set up to try and make things that little bit more awkward. Well, there's absolutely nobody here.
Yeah, there won't be the Still Garden used, but instead the gate crash alongside the Paranoia to clear that backside beat. We've already seen the impact from kaajak, but so passive are RRQ. They tried to disrupt the plant, they won't find it. Chronicle lands a double Boaster on the frenzy, hold on! This is looking very winnable for FNATIC all of a sudden! An xffero for RRQ.
But here it is.
One round down, they're on the B side this time, completely trapped in. This is a problem. Kushy, he's gonna have a swarm of locusts descending upon him, but his weapon is back up. The flash catches, but Kushy, good for one, good for two! Against all odds on the backside. He was caught by the Steel Garden. But he's the one drawing blood till Chronicle again delivers a double.
Chronicle has been impressive. Jemkin rifle retrieved. crashies has that Hunter's Fury, but using it might be difficult. Nice shock dart, but even still a low, but this is starting to look very rough indeed.
Oh, Jemkin, there we go. As before, of course, he's got teammates covering deep into mid, so he doesn't have to worry about his left side. He's covering this cross, and eventually that fight is going to be forced out. crashies, but it's more importantly Alfajer with the spike. What? He's got two! Alpha walls up, pops the res, uses it as a bait for another, but xffero delivers. And a 2 versus 2 spawns from this with the ult from Boaster. The spike will be reclaimed, but look at Monyet.
Giving his position away. Clearly aware of the potential Paranoia to re-swing, but he's not won the fight. And now xffero left on just 20 HP. This will be a tough one to win, but it will come down to the timing. If he can find a gap, find some space, maybe there's an opportunity down to just 10. Facing, but it is much, much harder.
Oh, FNATIC! They're giving them a taste of their own medicine! It's this in a 7-5 half. The pistol was what made the difference.
Yeah. I think it'd be a bit more damning. What?
All right.
Okay, that's going to help them out a little bit. A full blind shot for one of their players. Monyet's found another. You mentioned him, and he's come alive. And it's starting to get a little bit dangerous. A fight that could change it, but the jumping.
A little taste of the UAE chant that we know from the EMEA arena. It's a wild idea as well to do exactly what your opponent
that they fly from, so doing it from the right side of the map is important. Already being tripped, and that's going to buy that additional little bit of extra time, but they are swarming in. A lot of pressure put onto Chronicle! Was that a triple wallbang? Did he just collapse 2 of them with 1, or was that the second shot? Because it looked like it could have been all of them.
It looked like it was 1 bullet, 3 kills.
He's trying to go around the world. It seems like kaajak, he is baiting. What a wonderful teammate that this guy is. In fact, they're all trying to give the opportunity for this man to get the ace, and he won't get it. Slow. I still don't know.
Hold on. Here we go. That was one shot. One shot, 3 kills. That's unbelievable from Chronicle. And that's what you like to see from a team. Patatech should take some notes.
I do.
The gate crash is going to be used. Surely it's running out of time. There we go. That way, they could have had a duel. Very heavily favored to themselves. In fact, they still might. Boaster's going to be walled up here. It's an audacious play, but he goes jumping on top of the box. And xffero in with the early punish. A 3 versus 5 now.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea, but the additional jump made it difficult. Chronicle on the other side, they're going to have at least a little bit of worries about that Guardian after the last round. Alfajer, he's being watched. Well played by Monyet. Making sure that lurk can't come in from behind, and while it needs to be a 1v5, but it's not.
Well, it's already a margin better than the last time these two teams faced. It was FNATIC taking it 13-5, with RRQ hitting 6, but they're facing into a full buy now.
Moved into middle, so they have a lot of information on that part of the map. The push, though, not going that way.
The drone already put through on A, alarm bells ringing. FNATIC know the hit's coming in with that Paranoia having landed. kaajak doesn't find much. A quieter performance continues. We look for another hero on this site. Alfajer grabs some info, but swings into heavy traffic. Boaster isolated. They'll be taken down after 1. Chronicle and crashies. Okay, that shock dart makes it doable. I was already thinking perhaps the save call, but now they can go for this. And with crazyguy taking a fight alone, he's giving them a real chance. xffero so desperately low. they'll play this together with a flash still in play for Chronicle. That's a good way to burst them out into this site. If xffero doesn't break this, Monyet be blinded up. It's going down below. Oh, it's going up top. Okay, they're clearing it. Now looking to fight together with the reveal. They've seen one, they've seen the other, but xffero lands the shot, and it's all onto crashies. The drop down should be deadly. A double swing, but xffero gets ahead of the play. Crashies running out of time.
This definitely has its risks about it. FNATIC haven't moved. They'll catch the first, and actually that's wonderful from Kushy. 2 players down, kaajak trying to rotate into position. He's hoping someone peeks off it, but they don't. Another control being taken. FNATIC can't afford to fight this. Their economy was already on the brink after that last round. They're just going to have to hold on to their guns.
Well, especially after his previous round.
Not taking too many risks. They're now going to go back to the exact position that they sort of baited out before, the slows. Will delay them at least a little bit. And there are quite a few players here for FNATIC. Weaponry, at least on Boaster, definitely not ideal, but again, this is just posturing. They now head back towards kaajak. Now, he's been having a rough game. They could definitely use him helping them out, and with the Hunter's Fury in combination, that creates a distraction. That's the spike on the deck. 15 seconds left. This one's looking a little bit more rushed. They need to get a move on. And Alfajer and Chronicle at the back of this site. All they need to do is hold the line at least a few seconds, and in fact, they've already got the Thorns to do that job for them. A chance for RRQ to equalize, or it could be the end of the map. kaajak, again, not quite connecting. Got to go forward. Position being created, awkward. And the openers for RRQ are fantastic. Nobody really here to try and deny them anymore. His spams from crashies are hopeful at best, especially with them knowing his exact position. And it now comes down to the same decision for FNATIC. Do you risk this?
Oh, I love this from Jemkin. 10 HP in a heads-up duel. He's not going to do very well, so he decides to play that very late wraparound. That should seal the deal. And even if FNATIC decide to go back and save these weapons, he will be waiting. Alpha down, Boaster follows, and crashies inside the smoke. It's soon to fade. I don't think he's got a great chance of holding on to this weapon. And he won't.
This is a player we expect to have large amounts of impact. Speaking of another, though, that's a nice shot from Alfajer. It removes that lurking player of xffero. Maybe gives them a little bit of extra space. The problem, though, is crashies has already gone down in response, and the salvo will deny any aggression.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about pistols for most players. kaajak's in a good spot. Monyet crosses over, but he's now seeing Chronicle, and kaajak lands the headshot. An outlaw and a rifle picked up an advantage in manpower. A res online for Alpha. An ult for info if Boaster wants to use it.
Here.
But kaajak's already got plenty to work with. This is now winnable for the defensive side, and RRQ need to tighten up the ship. They also need a pick, and that's what Jemkin gives them. Kushy following up as well. Now a 2v2, but the res will be used. FNATIC not looking to let this round slip just yet. The flash pops, and I love the thorns to the back, but they don't get activated, and Kushy continues to deliver on the backside. Boaster landing one, leaves Kushy alone, but it's a 1v1, and with Boaster so desperately low, and the clock draining.
Well, they need to recover because RRQ have been building into this attack side.
Oh, here we go. Jemkin finding the info, Kushy finding the tags and finding the IGL of FNATIC. He will lead from the death screen, but Chronicle able to trade things back, removing this extra smokes in the late round. That's going to be quite the blow. It looks like FNATIC want to get ahead of this. They've got 3 players in heaven, but a flash primed and ready. They're thinking about getting aggressive as the Rose Garden goes through. In comes kaajak, he's found one! A wall bang onto crazyguy, but Jemkin, he's keeping this, well, at least under control for a moment, even with the pistol in play. Late round from xffero's going to be all that it comes down to, but he's got to swing into a plant position that he just cannot deny the defuse from.
Is this something that's checked? It is, and while Jemkin has been winning that fight time and time again, his sight hold, though, has been devastating. They're walking into Chronicle's domain, and thus far this game he's been dominant.
Yeah, Chronicle has been the difference maker. crashies has been pretty reliable. The utilities keeping them out of Boathouse for now. But the push comes to a slow for RRQ. The spike retrieved. They haven't set their sights on it just yet. The run through the smoke successful for xffero. With Chronicle already gone, Boaster and Alpha have a difficult decision. Going for this. And, oh, well, it's no longer a decision. No debate. Jemkin's down, and it's xffero and Monyet against Boaster and Alpha.
They've got a real opportunity. Back into the 2 versus 2. Maybe expectations that there'll be somebody within this smoke already. Alpha are not really willing to risk it, but eventually jumps through, but doesn't realize maybe there's somebody on the other side. They will now, and even going to trade it out. The TP used as bait. Monyet to try and keep them in the map, and he cannot.
That's exactly it. Straight down through mid. FNATIC starting out confidently. They're going to be greeted by xffero, who's been there to punish them a couple of times on the previous map. That stun doesn't actually catch him. It's Jemkin to find a pick, but it's traded back by 2 and slowed down in the re-aggression through mid. RRQ, by the time they get through that choke, get up. Oh,
the timing.
Onto the stairs. I thought FNATIC would be safely out of there, but yeah, kaajak has been caught back to a 3v3.
Crashies just holding the angle, but doesn't manage to land. Pistol definitely not done yet. Bear in mind, FNATIC have won both of them so far, and that was seemingly the difference maker in terms of the rounds in the last map. All 3 players of RRQ grouping up outside this B site, and after a little peek in that direction, it feels like FNATIC have got completely the wrong read. This is going to be a free plant, and they're going to be as far away as humanly possible. I don't know what information they had that this was going to be an A hit, but whatever it was, it has baited them completely.
RRQ have also done a great job of keeping their utility here. Monyet not burning up a paranoia. Taking this as a contact play now gives them a lot more to work with when it comes to this post plant. I'm curious to see whether this was going to be used in an aggressive way with the position of Jemkin to try to paranoia him through when they hear these steps of the retake, but instead they're playing back on the side.
They got both of the shock darts and the recon as well, so there's a lot available for them.
There's paranoia line
to try and have their sweaty little lineups. There's the paranoia just to kind of keep Jemkin safe in the corner. It does mean they know he's there. Crashies able to clear already. Potential, but it's just going to be the firefights for crazyguy, but it's worked out. One found already within the smoke is Chronicle. He's trying to continue from before, and immediately it's going to land himself another shot. It's whether or not he has enough time. He does not.
Well, there's no way kajak's getting super aggressive here on the back of it. No, they will just sit and wait, but here comes a dive from Jemkin. kaajak with the immediate punish, he gets out. Has his refract to go back, but doubtful that's going to be used. They've made it now into a 5v4, denying the plant. Oh no, it's not. It's on the other side of the box, pardon me. Kushy's able to get the plant down nice and open.
Yeah, I guess they didn't expect just for him to plant almost in front of them. It's a bit of a gamble with this many players there, but it sets them up nicely into the post plant. All 5 players from FNATIC and still a decent amount of utility. Recon already being sent out to try and clear some of that backline, but in fact it's a much deeper post plant. The spams is the aim of the game. A 1-for-1 trade, but bear in mind what they lost it on last time. It was the time, it was the clock that went against FNATIC. Already you see the fragment into position. At times starting to tick down once again, and they're only just getting onto it. The shock dart, it's going to go through, but it's missed. I don't think it's quite as close this time around.
Come through from Alpha here. Do you stick around? Do you look for the fight, or do you simply back off? And it looks like he's made the right call. And crashies, he didn't think he needed a fallback. He should have been safe inside the smoke, but he has been taken down. RRQ, I mean, FNATIC tried to deny RRQ the opening pick, and they still get it. That's a crazy unlucky fight for FNATIC.
Look at Alpha as well. He's 1 HP. Like, the spams have done so much damage to the side of FNATIC, but getting back into this site is going to be a difficult one. They're still going for it. They're still trying to make that space. kaajak actually won the opener. That's not a bad way to find themselves back into the round, but it's this late wraparound from Monyet that could cause them problems. The fight on the site actually going the way of FNATIC and an old school cam on the spike is going to be a nasty surprise. It means once again they haven't been able to get on it. Have they heard Monyet? No, they haven't, but he's going to be...
Knife is broken. Jemkin, though, already in, taking the space, but kajak's there to punish. We've seen this before. He just gets out. Happy with his opening pick, with the advantage claim. The spike making it to backside. This is normally The aftershock goes down. This time they try to deny the close plant. The wraparound from Monyet catches them in that transition period, and it's a 4 versus 4. RRQ have a late flank coming in from xffero as well, covering all their bases. There is still a trip covering it. These players on site could be under pressure. kaajak, that ult's not quite going to hit Monyet up in heaven. xffero and Monyet both finding theirs. And then now that flank putting so much pressure on. FNATIC need to be quick. They got to run forward. There's gaps in the play. Already you can see they've spotted Boaster. And they know with the knife popping that no one is on the site. Very quick to take the space.
Well, there's the trip.
Jemkin's landed himself up top, a different route than was planned for by that trap wire. Hunter's Fury active, but denied immediately. The ult from KO taking all the abilities, all the ulties away, and buying so much time. It's FNATIC. We'll have to now wait. They've got so much util for the retake, but that clock is going to run low by the time they can use it.
Well, it has been running low every single time. Monyet faking out the idea, and well, Kushy's just swung into them. He knew where they were. That's messy though. Both of them has somehow managed to find 3. This round was looking done, but it's left all on to Monyet. He's been revealed. They know where he is, but he wants to take that fight.
There's 2 players quite passive on this B site, ready for the fight. crashies slowing down the players in mid, making a bit of an accordion effect. This is leaving more isolated battles. Alfajer dies after just 1 though. With that utility down, the player covering the cross to site out of the round completely. They now have to focus in the late round and take a look at this play coming through. You've talked about the late round flanks. Well, Monyet might have the best one yet.
He's low on HP, so he has to pick his moment. The rest of the team have been able to place themselves in the back of the site. Chronicle with a single kill might even be able to just rolling thunder them all off the map, but they are waiting. They don't want to overface, they don't want to get aggressive. They are giving the time for Monyet to make potentially the play of the round. He's watching everybody. It's a little bit messy, but he'll still get the one. Not quite as much as he would have hoped for, but the rest of the players have still been just waiting patiently. Kushy again, swinging from the same angle.
It really has a perfect storm of parity here on the server. But Kushy,
this is spot.
It's going to be the exact same round minus the null command. They've lost 1 to Chronicle. That rolling thunder will be put through. It almost sent Monyet off the map, and instead it sent him into the waiting arms of Chronicle, but a 3v3, and again this mid-play. Alpha got the better of xffero last time, but this time it's revenge for RRQ Cypher. The B site now open as we can see. Boaster getting his rifle out. It looked like a little late, but he'll end up equalizing things.
Okay, well throughout this, Chronicle didn't move. I can understand why. You've seen a kill on the other side of the map. You kind of had the expectation that they go the other way. He's now started to claim some control. Perfect positioning, but it's a little bit labored. It's given an opportunity. crazyguy's been able to get out of the grab well. Because of that, he gets that early fight. And Boaster's been wrapping around the backline, going all the way around the map to try and get in from behind. He does have the Cosmic Divide available, but placing it while in the open would be a massive risk. He's just trying to make his way into the site, and crazyguy, well, it's been too long. He started to realize that he has to be coming in from behind. The tap on the spike reveals his opponent's position. But the clock is in his favor, Boaster! Yeah, I'm still looking like he wants to challenge this, maybe expecting a reaction. The A-site split, not something we've seen too much of. It's a very tight angle to try and make your way through. That's why crashies is just happy to try and hold this one. Dart up, stun, keeps them locked in, and well, the players attempting to make it through A main are kind of stuck until they get through this choke.
Cage triggered.
They have done a great job so far on the attacking side of dealing with Alfajer's utility. It doesn't feel like he's getting a lot off those traps, constantly being destroyed. Always caution on the push through. It will be the same again.
He's using his FNATIC to clear mid.
FNATIC group up here. 4 players moving into heaven, but RRQ want to take the fight to them. Boaster and Chronicle, though, good for the duel. In goes the Hunter's Fury. It's a narrow laneway. Doesn't land for more than the 1, though. 4 versus 3. Oh, Monyet! He's just delivered a double. Managed to find them, fall back, and then the trap on the other side reveals one of the last players, Boaster, the one that was unknown, Alpha.
The Yoru all the way lane. And what is a fast-paced take once again for RRQ.
Jemkin looking to harvest souls, caught by the stun, yet he still survives. Kushy again, but it's Boaster with a double. breathing life into FNATIC. But in a 2v3, still on the back foot.
He loves the cam on the spike.
And it got down just in time. That shock dart landed just a little bit too late. And crashies, he'll have no more chance to play with the bow. Last man standing Alfajer. He's got a classic now.
Stinger at range.
Rifle. But better than the classic, perhaps. Well, maybe not, actually. It depends. Certainly ended up with a better rifle.
That is what RRQ have been so good at. They're not going to give him a single fight. Just jiggle peeking, baiting him into taking awkward positions. He doesn't have anything to play with. The time against him. And look, even at the end, the cam will be what decides the round. Just making sure that there is no fight to be had. The half will almost an early pick. Kaajak eventually will find one, but he's traded out by Kushy again. He seems to love this B site. But with space being held, this was something that the old FNATIC on this map loved to do. They'd just leave Boaster in the spawn. crashies, though, has been caught, looking like maybe he wanted to try and get out of there. Instead, they're now walking into a site that I imagine they believe to be clear, but xffero definitely still waiting. And actually, he's in the perfect position. Now they try and split back through. They'll be able to deal with him, and in fact, Boaster's caught a couple. One of the remaining players incredibly low, but they need to get this plant in, and Boaster holding the line.
10 seconds left.
He's found himself 3 already, but he's the last healthy player. Alpha down to 25. That's Sheriff. A 6-chambered up against him, and it's Boaster. Conversion here. Oh, Alpha under pressure. He has been taken down.
It's a luck, though.
It's only classics from RRQ. But now they've managed to find themselves a Marshall. Alongside damage, that can be a very valuable weapon in a round like this. But they will be forced into the retake as the plant secured on this A site. And the question for FNATIC is, how do you want to play this? Especially with the range advantage going back towards mains. Not a bad idea, but conscious of Monyet being able to just smoke them off. They want to stay a little bit aggressive, keep some control.
Oh, nice
but the cam has spotted them. They know exactly where to fight. RRQ have all the info. They're putting the pieces together, and it's FNATIC coming crumbling down. That late cam from xffero has given them a chance, but he can't. The economy settled. As players start to fall.
Oh, hey!
He's got one up top. That's another rifle. This is a full body now. Kaajak is double connected, and he's hungry for more. Blood in the water, and he's swimming straight towards xffero. Just about manages to survive that engagement. The Cypher healthy towards the spawn, but a 5 versus 3. That investment for FNATIC paying off.
But that was the man we wanted to see. He's been missing throughout the majority of this series. Kushy trying to take space back through. This is not going to be easy. Maybe it is. There's a gap. A spot for him to take a fight, but look how passive the remaining players are. Kushy's found another, making this one interesting for sure. They've dodged themselves that knife, and now already that time being bought to Boaster.
Popping and locking it down there on the stage. Didn't see the same reaction from Chronicle, but I think he's still pretty happy to take this round. And you see the idea there from RRQ. As soon as they tap the spike, they know the knife didn't hit anyone. They have a grab well. We need to... That's the still water that stagnates. It's time to switch it up. FNATIC straight to the B site. The op shot not landed, and quite a bit of damage done in return. xffero falls. Utility now. Those trap plays no longer there to work with, and Alpha gets the info on the back of it. Oh, crazyguy trying for the punish. He finds himself falling.
Here.
In a 5v3, that off needs to start delivering, but the opportunities are few and far between with
RRQ. The attack side looking stellar from FNATIC. It started with clutches, it started with individual brilliance, but now it's starting to become in this map. And Boaster is just walking it down on his own.
Well, that is a deep play. The Rolling Thunder catching it for the mid-split. But xffero able to survive inside his cage, at least for now. Hunter's Fury not finding its mark. Pressure applied as Jemkin rotates, cut off. Boaster in there with a 3rd kill of the round. This guy's off to a flying start, and it looks like soon to be a finish for the attacking side. A 4th denied, but Chronicle's there with 5 chances to do it. Kayak's deep dive. They see the cage. Oh, what a shot on the Jemkin! The first of what could be many to fall. Ult clearing right, but xffero still alive, but now they know it. They know exactly where he is.
He's got both trips just blocking off this right-hand side. They're yet to be broken. They now will be, or at least the first one. If anybody's jumping across, Boaster could go flying off the map, but it may not even matter in the end. Only two standing. Make that just one.
Spike planted.
Crazy guy needs a crazy finish.